That's really nice, actually.
Yeah,
Let's
I like
go.
that. So, from a technical standpoint.
Hello, fellow guitar players. First of all, big thanks to Michiel Posinier sitting up there switching this video today. I want to give you an update video. You've seen this guitar in a bunch of videos. You've seen an unboxing during Gear Street last year with me and Jay Leonard J. And I want to kind of give you this has been my year with my Purple Monster. That sounds so wrong, but that's what I call this thing. This is a Macmull Heartbreaker private stock prototype. Now, this guitar, I'm going to unplug it. That's a little barrel jack right there. Macmull has had single coil. They're doing kind of the most prestigious renditions of the Strat, the Tele, and then their P90 version of the Tele, which is called the Heartbreaker. 2 P90s. You've seen Pete Thorne playing it. And Macmull guitars are amongst the best, very authentically vintage instruments, but built brand new, you can get in the world. We can debate this all day long. Play one and then shut up, because once you've played one, you know what the deal is. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, we have humbuckers now. All of a sudden, for me, they've been working on that for a long, long time. Their mission was to make what makes a Macmull, which is the sparkleness, the high-endiness, the top-endiness of the sound, come through in a humbucker guitar. Without going to single coil and coil tap, it doesn't have any of that. It's got 3-position switch and that's it. But it's got humbuckers that capture what a Macmull is, just in thicker. And then they made this beast for me. Now you can like the color or not, you can like the matching headstock or not, you can like the headstock in general or not. You can fuck off if you don't, because this is mine. This is a very, very special instrument for me, because they built that, well, as a prototype for me in purple, which is, you know, one of my favorite colors. Purple and turquoise is my logo, and they surprised me with this. They spent 7 hours mixing this purple sparkle color. It's black sparkle in the back, It's tough to see. The aging is there. You can see someone actually threw right there. They threw a screwdriver on it or something. There's crackle in it. It's got one major ding, which is literally that one there. So it's a light aging, but it is aged. There's a black sparkle in the back, which of course looks super dirty. And there, right there on the jack plate, it says, they put my logo, HP42, and it says, Heartbreaker Custom Private Stock. Now let's talk about what private stock means for Macmull. I literally actually can't tell you what the body is. Traditional tele body. I don't know. Alder, ash, I have no idea. This is obviously maple. Does it have a pretty stripe? No, they don't do pretty. They don't do, stunning tops. They do something else. So I can't tell you this. Macmull humbuckers, which interestingly won't be the same if you order this. We're going to get to that. There are no locking tuners. And this is white plasticky. All this is very traditionally vintage. This is very likely bone, a very thin board, which I think is called a slab board or something like this. Look at that. I don't know all these things. Michiel, hello. There. And we're talking about, centered dots. Well, they're centered kind of in between the fretboard, which is very, very thin, and the neck. Everything feels stunning on this thing. So what's special about Macmull? There's an aesthetic that's not, as I said, the fancy thing or the super shiny. I mean, these are plastic dots. Everything is as it would be in vintage. This guitar, talking about price, is very likely, knowing that a Heartbreaker can clock in at 6,500 to 7,000, considering this is a custom color, matching headstock and prototype, which at the time that when they built this were only 3 in existence, which is now almost a year, so there's probably more. I would assume between 7 and 8 grand. And you're going to say that's absolutely, utterly ridiculous. And you might be right unless you play one and you've always wanted the ultimate tone. Because this isn't the pretty top. This isn't the fancy inlays. This isn't the flame roasted maple neck. This is guitar building with simple ingredients to perfection. Now, I have an email here from Amit, who is one of the guys behind these instruments. And he says, we hunt and reserve wood for years. They're in Israel. They're looking for the best wood possible. And we're talking about wood that has been cut 60, 70 years ago and has aged this long. So the wood on this guitar is as old as vintage Fenders is. It just hasn't been vintaged in a guitar. It's been stored. So they're looking for that kind of wood. And they only get the very best of the best. They absolutely do not compromise when it comes to vintage specs and also, the wood. And there is light, which is most of the instruments. Then there's super light, which is their more expensive instruments. And then there's private stock. And super light, actually, I think is it even more expensive than private stock? So, private stock means wood grade is the same as super light, but doesn't stand within the weight limit. So with super light, you will not get an instrument above 3.2 kilos. So with super light, it's always going to be below 3.2 kilos. For them, the lighter the instrument, the more tight the bass response is. It doesn't have something to do with how much it's on your body. It has something to do with the sound. Everything, you kind of pay, the lighter it is, the more money you pay with Macmull. So there's light, then super light, which is like the top grade thing, and then private stock is the same grade, but weight, it might be more than 3.2 kilo. You hear it in very, very close. The super light and the private stock are very close in tone. And the treatment of all the Macmull guitars, it's the same above the whole range. So they do everything the same. The only difference is the grade of wood that you purchase. I'm putting 3 links below. One is to the RVT matching system, real vintage tone. I'll get to that in a second. Then there's stuff about the electronics. Didn't read that. I don't know about electronics. It would all be gibberish to me, but you might be interested in that. And then about the comfort. the playability and the neck and everything. I mean, it's just fantastic. Watch Harry Holden, watch Pete Thorne, watch them play these instruments and tell me that they're not in heaven when they touch them. Every time I take this off the wall, it is like my birthday. It really is. So the special thing about what they're doing, every guitar is unique. And especially with the super light and the private stock grade woods, what they're doing is they're building necks and they're building bodies. And when you're looking at a private stock grade wood, there aren't a lot of them around of that grade. But then they're building them until the neck and the bodies match. They match in grain, they have the right weight, the right rate distribution, and the right resonance. So this is one. It becomes one thing. And then they're going to go and make the pickups for this particular guitar, so that it's perfect. So they look at the resonance and they say, okay, the pickups need to be this, because then it matches and it makes sense. So each guitar, there's a cat. Seifert, do not jump up there. Thank you. Each guitar is literally a snowflake. It is ultra unique because it's matched. And then the pickups, I can't say Macmull pickups are this. No, Macmull pickups are those pickups for that guitar. Does it make sense? This is what you pay for. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but does it make sense? I made a video where I played a €179 guitar and made it sound good. Recorded through an iPhone. Does expensive gear matter? No. Is it fun? Yes. If you want the last 2-3% of brilliance, you're going to spend twice the amount of money. This is what you get. This is the ultimate in brilliance, unless you're really looking for an actual vintage guitar. Again, I cannot tell you what the wood on this is. The pickups are the pickups they made for this guitar. The color is purple, and it's called the Purple Monster because even though it looks like a vintagey kind of tally with humbuckers, what this thing can do is utterly ridiculous. As I will show you now. Clean sounds with the Tone King, Sky King. And obviously it's made for all that stuff. You would hear clarity, you would hear fatness, you would hear sustain to no end. I had a guitar player in here the other day. I'm not going to tell you her name. And she played this, and she's an endorser of a brand, so I can't say who it is. And she was just like, please take it away from me, please take it away from me, because that brand can't give you this. And the brand knows it, she knows it, but, you know, endorsement deals. Now, I know Harry had a custom shop Fender. He said, not even remotely in the same ballpark. It's the kind of guitar where clean sound, no verb, no anything. You're good. You could play this for an hour. Middle. some delay and reverb on that. Tail Effects and Terry's Overdrive. It just feels like you have total tonal control. I'm gonna go through a couple of amps. Here's the mini plexi right there. Morgan AC20, which is Voxish. We're gonna go give it a little bit more gas, which is the Friedman Dirty Shirley. Gonna give it even more gas. BE channel on the small box 50. Let's go. Oh, well, Marshall JCM 800. That's kind of rock and roll. We're doing the Ecstasy Blue channel on the Synergy Ecstasy module. Something like that. But I'm pushing that with the Antares and I'm giving it reverb. And now we have this. Yeah, but one more thing we will do, because a good guitar is a good guitar, right? Now, you might not be using this for djenty stuff because it's very fat and very round, but if you're doing sludgy things... Oh. It's literally Fat City. So, will you ever be able to play something like this? Probably not, because This is one of 3 that I know of. They might have more now, which are probably already in hands of people that, bought them. Thomann has Macmull guitars in stock. I don't think they've got a Heartbreaker with 2 humbuckers. This is something very special. This is something you can order. If you ever have the chance to play one, you might not want to do it, because then you know what a guitar on this level sounds like. But then you also shut up about, oh, that's stupid, it's so expensive. Maybe you do. If you're Quentin James and you're playing one of these, you will finally shut up about the headstock, because you know why it's so damn good. This is an absolute masterpiece. Might not look like one because we're just a purple guitar with a purple headstock that's cut off. But it is as good as guitars come. And very few people have the luxury of owning something like this. If you have the means, and I know some fans of mine have bought Macmull guitars, you might want to add a Heartbreaker with 2 humbuckers to your collection, because it's fucking ridiculous. We're going to go and check the weight, because I don't know. Let's see if they lied to us about the weight. It's not a super light. It's a private stock, because it's 3.4 kilo, and super lights don't go above 3.2. I don't care about 200 grams if it sounds like this. It's definitely not heavy. It's a phenomenal instrument, and it's mine. I will never sell this unless I need a kidney. Wait, then you can't buy kidneys. No. It's just good. Everything about it's good. Check out Macmull if you can. There are stores all around the world that have them now, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Michiel, for switching this. Thank you, Sharon, Oren, Tal, Amit, the whole Macmull team. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. I love the journey that we've been on. I love my Macmull guitars. And my friends love Macmull guitars. They all want them. Something about animals at the end, I guess.
Wanna bathe in your ocean, I wanna dive in your sea. I can't tell love from devotion when you stand so close to me. Tell me the secret of your eternal beauty, wanna know your potion. I wanna bathe in your sea, I